It's time to finally organize my bookshelves and give you a little bookshelf tour, so make sure you're subscribed because there's new videos every single day for the entire month of December for Bookmas, and I hope you guys enjoy. It is officially time for me to just reorganize my bookshelf. I've had the same for like literally forever, so we're gonna try to reorganize the bookshelf, but also I want to reorganize where I put my TBR because I feel like it is not where I want it to be. I just think that it makes me not want to pick the books off of that area. Like I was telling Brady the other night, I was like, I have a TBR of like 20 books every month, and I swear I never pull from my TBR, but I think it's just because it's in a place that like isn't front of mind for me. So I'm gonna show you guys where my TBR is right now, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of like what I'm thinking and how I want to reorganize my bookshelves. And also I'm gonna give you guys a little bookshelf tour. This is the bookshelf that you guys obviously just saw. I do have books up here, and I'm not like really a fan of that pot up there. I feel like it would give me so much more space if I took that down. So I think that I'm gonna do that. I don't really have these organized by like the type of book they are. I just have them organized by color. But I have found that down here, I don't really read these as much, and I think it's because most of these books down here are like thrillers. Like most thrillers are darker colored books, and almost any book that you pull down here is gonna be a thriller. I also do have a lot of extra space in there, so it is nice if I need to like add in some more books, you can. Some of the spaces are like really tight, like this one is pretty tight, but yeah, so I do like kind of stay away from this area. So I have thought about changing how I organize this and maybe organizing it by genre. But then again, I really only read like thrillers and romance, so it would be kind of weird to organize it by genre. And then I thought about organizing it in another way. The other way I thought about organizing it was basing it off of like diverse reads, like books by Black authors, queer reads, just people of color, because I always want to make sure that I'm reading diverse books, and I have so many, but I feel like sometimes they just get like wrapped up in the books over there, and I'll like have a hard time figuring out like where the heck are the diverse reads, because I mean I have a ton of books that aren't diverse reads as well, and so it's hard to keep things front of mind if I'm not like really intentional about it, especially if you don't see like booktubers or bookstagrammers or book talkers talking about specific books. Like it's easy to forget the book that you've even bought. So I thought about like doing that, but then again, I don't know how that would look on my shelf. I really like the color coordination of it all. So comment below like what your thoughts are. I think today I'm gonna keep the color coordination the same, but I am gonna change where I have my TBR and just like show you guys what I'm kind of planning on doing with it. So this is where I keep my TBR. Again, I love this bookshelf, but I just don't really like my TBR being here. I keep my TBR up here on the top of the bookshelf just because I thought in my head like, okay, if it's at the top, I'm gonna reach for it more, but I think because it's in the corner, I just like do not reach like for books over here. Like I don't know what it is. I will say that I reach more for the books here, even though this is not my TBR. So I'm thinking I need to have something that's like easy to grab and just like pull really quick. And there is a bookshelf that I have that is easy to grab and pull. Also speaking of, this isn't like make me think of bookshelves, but there's like all of my stuff in there for like filming and things. I keep it in this little like shelf. But over here I do have books as well. And I don't like hate this, but I just kind of wish that it wasn't like this. I kind of want it to be a little bit more like, I don't know, like aesthetic, like maybe all the same color or something. Also, speaking of, okay, this is, I'm literally getting off on so many tangents right now, but look at this. Like this is a gift that I got from someone. You guys know my dad passed away, and someone got me this gift to like always remember him, and I think it's so cute. It's from Yankee Candle. So if you're looking for Christmas gifts and you didn't know that Yankee Candle does this, this is such a cute, easy gift, and they personalize it with pictures on the back. So let me show you guys the bookshelf that I'm thinking of using for my TBR like shelf. I'm not 100% positive I'm gonna do it. I still don't know. Comment below if you guys think that I should switch up like how my books are organized. I really do like the color, but part of me is like, am I gonna actually realistically grab books like that? If I mix it up based on like romance, thriller, and then diverse books, I feel like it might be a little bit easier to find the books. But then part of me is like, it's not gonna be color coordinated. So is it possible to color coordinate it like that? I don't know, but let me show you guys where I want to put my TBR. This bookshelf is where I want to put my TBR, and I want to put it here because it's right by the door, and I constantly find myself like wanting to gravitate towards this bookshelf, but all of these books are finished books, so I don't really gravitate towards it because they're finished. I will say it makes it a lot easier when I'm filming videos to find books because, like, I mean, they're just literally right here and I can easily talk about them. I also have this down here open. It's like the only completely open like shelf that I have, and I think I wanted to keep it this way because I was like, if I leave it this way, it'll be really easy for me to add in books whenever I finish them, which has been really nice because before I had to like squish them into my bookshelves, and like you can see there's even a little bit of space here for like one more book, but it's pretty full. So whenever I finish a book, I can actually like put it here and not have to like worry about it just being like all over the house. I also have another bookshelf, and you guys can see this right here. These are all finished books, believe it or not, and it goes all the way down to the floor, and obviously you guys can see it's like almost my height, so there are a ton of finished books on here as well. You guys know I love having a large library. I just love having my friends like grab the books whenever they come over and read them and bring them back. It just makes like, I don't know, it makes reading so much more immersive, and I think that I would rather keep the books because I can read them again or like share them with friends to read than like give them away. Like when I think back to my parents or my grandparents' houses, they were always just full of books. And I think now for us, because like as we're adults, like for us it almost feels weird to have like so many books in our house because like it just, you know, it's just like feels like maybe we shouldn't have that. But when I think back to my grandparents and my parents, they had so many books in their house, but it's because they accumulated them over such a like long span of time, like their lifetime. And I want to continue to like read books that I love, share the books that I love with my friends, but also like read them again and again. Like I have so many books that I want to read. I literally am going to be doing a reread of Love and Other Words this month because I read it last year and I haven't read it again. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I definitely want to keep them, but this whole shelf is finished books. And then I have thought about moving this around and also putting other books on here. But I feel like keeping this in this corner is almost better because it makes it easier to have it out of sight, out of mind because it's actually finished. Whereas if I put like books here that aren't finished, I feel like I wouldn't like grab them right away. So I don't know, but let's move around the little TBR shelf because I know I for sure want to do that and kind of get some books for my TBR onto the little short shelf that I showed you because I think that'll be like a nice mix. Oh my God, guys, one thing I totally forgot is this little coffee table. It's one of my favorite things in our home and I literally love it so much. I think I love it just because it's so unique, but this coffee table also has books that are completely finished. There are so many on here and it's also stacked like so tight. And again, these are some of my favorite books. Like, look. Final Offer and Terms and Conditions. I love Lauren Asher's writing. Nate Plus One. This was a cute book. There's just so many like good books that I just like want to read again and again. But again, these are all finished books and I keep them here because whenever friends come over, they're always like, what books can I borrow? And I'm like, literally right in front of you. Any of those books, you can take all of them because I've read every single one. And I think that it's just nice to have it here. But this could also be where I keep my TBR. But I feel like looking down, you can't see it. Like it's just a regular coffee table. You can't really see it until you actually like sit. So I feel like this would kind of be out of sight, out of mind. And I wouldn't be able to like really, I don't know, grab it, which is like the point of why I'm switching around where my TBR is. I think I figured out how I want to like place everything for the bookshelves. Like it's looking really good, but I want to do a little book haul because I ordered some books from this bookstore. It's a brand new bookstore and it's called Wildflower Fiction. And I ordered because she's one of my friendships on Instagram, and she messaged me and was like, hey, if you ever want to like collaborate, would love to do that. And I sent her, I think I sent her my manager's email and was like, hey, if you like want to collab, here's my email. And I think she was like, I can't remember what she said, and I was just like, oh, I didn't realize you had like a bookstore. And she was like, yeah, like I actually just started it. And I was like, you know what, let me just go support. And so I went on her bookstore, and she has so many books I've never heard of before. That never happens. Like literally, you guys know I'm in the trenches looking for indie books, and she has so many books I've never heard of before. And I think the only other bookstore who has like surprised me like that was Last Chapter Bookstore in Chicago. So I ordered 2 books. I got this little book card. I got this little bookmark, and it says Wildflower Fiction, an independent woman-owned bookstore. And then it looks like she leave a little note. Oh my gosh, cute. She said, Shaughnessy, I started Wildflower Fiction because reading fictional stories about fictional people helped me survive the darkest year of my life. And I know that reading continues to bring joy to so many other women, including you. Thank you for supporting my very small indie bookstore this holiday season. The greatest part about owning a bookshop is showing my daughters that girls can do anything and that no dream is silly. I included a blind date with a book in your package. I grabbed yours from the contemporary romance stack. I hope it's something you haven't read yet. Happy holidays, B. Oh my gosh, how freaking sweet. Guys, the packaging is incredible. Okay, first can we talk about how this blind date with a book, I think, is the best looking blind date with a book that I've ever gotten. I did not purchase this, so she just gave me like this little gift. How sweet. Should we open this together? Should we? I don't know. Let's look and see what is in this box first. So I got 2 books, and I bet you guys have not heard of these books before. I mean, maybe you have, but I had never heard of them until I had shopped on her store. The first book is called Falling Into You by Caroline Frank, and it's book 1 in the Seasons of Love series. Look at this cover. Does this not give Wildflower by Hannah Grace? It literally is giving like the freaking icebreaker, like all the cute, fun vibes. I love it. I'll give you guys a close-up also of the books in a second, but this says, Fall Into You, Seasons of Love, Book 1. I've always loved being part of my family. We're Italian, which by definition means that we're completely in each other's business, and sticklers for tradition. But when Matt, my brother's sexy best friend from college, comes back into our lives looking hotter and acting sweeter than ever, my family's involvement really starts to get on my nerves. I pretty much fall for Matt from day 1, so when my brother draws a firm line in the sand and forbids us from dating, it really becomes a problem for me. Being with Matt is the first thing that's made me happy since my dad's passing, and I'm not going to let my brother stand in the way of that. I guess we'll just have to keep things a secret. Fall Into You is an open door, laugh out loud romantic comedy about forbidden love and finding yourself after loss. Wow, this book was made for me. Like, I read like the synopsis of like what it was about, but obviously you guys know I went through a big loss recently, and I have not really found a ton of like fiction books that talk about loss but also are a romance book. You know what I mean? Like, usually if I see a book about grief, it's like that's the heavy plot point of the book, and I don't really want to read that. Like, I really don't want to read that, but I would love to read a book that has a subplot of like something that I'm going through, because it's still like happy and fluffy, but you're also like connecting with the character on a deeper level of something that like you don't see in a lot of books. And then on the front, like the first quote, it says, life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall. F. Scott Fitzgerald. This looks really good. I'm excited to read this. And then the other book that I got was Alive at Night, and it's by Amelie Reese. And on the back it says, former childhood enemies, Julian and Juniper, are forced to work together, but a simple exchange could change everything. He needs help with his case and she needs a fake boyfriend. Look at the cover of this, how cute. Julian Briggs has just landed his first job as an associate attorney. Everything feels perfect until he learns he's sharing his office with the last person he wants to see from 9 to 5 every day. Juniper, his sister's best friend and the one woman who knows how to drive him up a wall. Working with Juniper in the confines of their tiny office is a nightmare. She's stubborn, challenges everything he says, and is way too good at her job. In fact, she's so good that Julian is forced to ask her for help on a tough case. And while Juniper agrees, there's one catch. Juniper St. James has never met her half-sister before, yet she finds herself with an invitation to her lavish New York wedding. With only a handful of stressful weeks to go until the big event, Juniper wants a fake boyfriend, and she wants Julian's help getting his college roommate and hot NFL star Noah to play the role. This is giving like, what's it called? Better Than the Movies. Like, it's giving that vibe. Julian reluctantly goes along with the trade, but spending long, late nights working on his case with Juniper makes him realize how surprisingly well he can tolerate her company. One or more than tolerate. And when Noah bails on being Juniper's fake wedding date, Julian is ready to step in. But he promises himself he'll never let her know how happy he is to stand by her side, even if just for one night. I have never heard anyone talk about this book. There's text messages in here. The text looks really easy to read. I love finding new books by indie authors. Like, this is why supporting small businesses is so freaking important. Like, I just think that this is the coolest thing. But let's open these, or let's open this together. I thought about doing maybe like a blind date with the book and like reading it, but I just want to open it because I feel like you guys probably want to see what's inside too. To open this in front of the tree because it feels like I'm almost giving like a little Christmas gift to myself. But before I open this, I want to show you guys the cover of these two. So this is the cover of Falling Into. So freaking pretty. I just love like finding books by authors I've never heard of and like diving into indie authors books. It just makes me so excited. And the other one is Alive at Night. This one is also super cute. Like, both of these are just super cute books and I never would have found them if I hadn't shopped at her bookstore. And this says, when his new office comes with an old surprise, which I think is just really cute. But let's open the blind date with the book that she gave. It looks like she gave a little annotation pin, which I think is so nice of her. Honestly, just all of like this gift is like so sweet of her because she didn't have to do that. It's also so well wrapped. I think that if you're looking for like a blind date with a book that you want to give to a friend for a Christmas gift, this would be the perfect place to get it. And let's see, I want to try to open this without like absolutely ripping everything because I want to see the stickers underneath. Don't judge a book by its movie. Cute! And then she gave these little sticky notes. They're unicorn clip sticky notes. Then she also gave a wildflower fiction, another bookmark. It says an independent woman-owned bookshop. Freaking cute. I love that she's like doing this for her daughters just to like give them inspiration for all the things that they can do in the future. This is a sticker too. Cute. I thought that this was like stuck onto the book. Let's see, what book is this? I have absolutely no idea. Comment below if you guys like have an idea of what this is. Guys, oh my gosh. Honey and Spice. I love this book. I actually don't own this in the paperback and I've been wanting it so freaking bad because I like want to read this again, but I have it in the hardback and I just feel like I won't actually get to it. I love that she has like diverse reads as well. You guys know that this is like one of my top reads I read last year. And it says, best-selling author Bolu Babalola's dazzling debut novel, a young black British woman who has no interest in love unexpectedly finds herself caught up in a fake relationship with a man she warned her girls about. You guys know, like literally, this book is one of my favorites. I read it last year, which is why you can't see it on Goodreads because I didn't start Goodreads until this year. But this is such a good book to read. I'm so glad I have it in a paperback. That's so sweet. Before I show you guys how I've decided to decorate like the bookshelves, I have to move these because these are books that I haven't read and I want them to be like with the other books on my shelf, and to do that I have to put this little what's it called? Like our little dish here, because we keep like all of our keys and things in here. Brady keeps his wallet, also keeps some Altoids, just things that you grab like out the door. And I wanted to have like books over here, just because I think it adds to the vibe, but I just don't know if it's like gonna look good with this in between the books like I was trying to like figure out earlier. Maybe it would look good with like books underneath the bottom. I don't know. I also don't want to damage the books either. So, and this is also very high up in the air. So let's see. No, I don't like that. I think I'm just gonna leave it without books here and just put this right there. Maybe I'll put books in the front. No, but still like it's pretty messy, like having the books in the front. I don't think I like that. I think I'm just gonna do it just by itself and then just have a little candle there. So now I can show you guys how I'm going to decorate the other bookshelf. Before I show you guys how I'm decorating the other bookshelf, I have to put these books away. And let's see, where, I think I'm gonna put them just over here. This is just like a small book stack. These are books that I haven't read, and I think I'm going to add them into, add these new books into this stack right here. I have such a hard time like doing things and talking sometimes. Like literally right now I'm like processing and thinking like, okay, where are these books gonna go while I'm trying to think and talk. So like, that's why I feel like I trip over my words so much when I'm like literally just figuring things out in my brain while I'm doing something. But we're gonna put these here, and I think these look really good. I like the purples on the top. This is a big stack, but I kind of want it to be seen behind the Christmas garland. So I'm gonna put these right there, and it is a little tall, but I think that it's a nice stack. I don't know, is that too tall? No, I think that looks good. I think I need to stop overthinking things. I think that it's fine. And put this up there. No, that's weird. Maybe I will like mix and match where there's like gonna be a few on the ground. Let's see, we'll put some orange ones down here. Scoot this over. Organizing a bookshelf is actually like harder than it looks, because the minute that you move one thing, you have to move something else, which makes you move something else, and so on. So you never actually get to like, just like, I wanted to do this because I wanted to move my TBR from here to over across the living room. That's it. And to do that, I had to like move around so much stuff, which is why you guys don't see a ton of like bookshelf organization videos and stuff, because literally like moving it just takes so much work and time. I think I'm gonna put this book with the books that I've read, because I have read this book, but I feel like I want to read it again, especially because I don't have a review for this on Goodreads, because I read it last year and I didn't start my Goodreads until this year. So I kind of want to like put it with the books that I've read, but I definitely want to read it again now that I have a paperback. I've officially figured out how I want to organize my TBR. As you guys can see, my TBR is now right where I can see it, right when, ooh, oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. Right where I can grab it, and I love it. It's like right behind the door or next to the door. And I think it'll be a lot easier than having to go to that like turn bookshelf, because it's just not something that I naturally gravitate towards. This is like right in front of my face. Anytime I sit on the couch, I'm gonna see these books, and I just think this is a lot better space for my TBR. I love it. Let me know what you guys think below. Let me know if you guys think that maybe in the future I should, I don't know, just like rearrange my bookshelves where I put like romance and thrillers like separated, or maybe I separate diverse reads, or I separate things just in a different way that I'm doing right now. I really love things being like separated by color, but as you guys could see on the turntable bookshelf, there's a lot of like spots that are not separated by color, and it's literally because I have a hard time if I have like too many blues or too many reds. Reds, pinks, those are big ones for me. And a lot of the time there's so many of them that I just cannot separate them all. But the big shelf, as you guys can see, I can just like turn it around here. The big shelf is one that I love because it literally is separated perfectly by color. If you guys do want to see a video that has pretty much my entire like physical TBR, you guys can go watch it. I linked it below. I want to say there's like 270 books on my physical TBR. Like there are a lot, but I'll link it below. I don't have a video showing all the books that I own, like the books that I finished and the books that I also have on my TBR, but I've thought about doing that. So let me know if you guys want that video. It would definitely take a long time to do, or maybe just like doing a video of like the books that I finished, because I just started Goodreads last year. So, or no, not last year, this year. I just started this year, so you can't see any of the books that I've read prior to that. If you go to my Instagram, I do have a books highlight and I shared lots of reviews there, but I was using like a 10 scale rating. And so it was like when I was first getting back into reading. And so I was just kind of like rating based on like the few books that I like really loved. But I read like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I read Honey and Spice. I read Carrie Soto's Back. No, I read Carrie Soto's Back this year. I read a lot of good books last year, and I just didn't rate them on Goodreads because I wasn't using Goodreads. I felt like Goodreads would be like just an extra headache because I just didn't want to do another app, and I actually love it. It's so nice that we can like connect there and you guys can see my reviews. And one of you guys actually sent me a message and you said that after watching like the videos that I share, that you went to Barnes for the first time and you said that it was like cozy and it was relaxing and you'd never thought about doing it before because you always buy your books online. And that warmed my heart so freaking much, like so much. And there is going to be a library video coming soon. We're going to go and read in the library. I do like to own my books because I don't know, I like to write in them if I want to, bend the pages if I want to, I like to crack the spine if I want to, but I do love reading in the library and it gives such a cozy vibe, and I feel like the more people see that, the more people will celebrate that. So I want to make a video, it'll be coming soon, of me like going to the library, because I do go to the library and read. I just don't normally share it because like it's a lot of work sharing your life, you know what I mean? Like I sometimes just have like moments for me where I don't like share it anywhere, and I'll share it usually on Instagram. Like Instagram stories does get like all the love, so make sure you're following me over there because I share on Instagram stories every single day and you get everything in real time. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys will come back for another one tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. There's gonna be tons of cozy winter recs, thrillers, tons of thrillers, and also some romances that I think will be good. Very heartfelt, deep. Not as many like fluffy romances because I love those for summer, but in the winter I like romances that are like gonna make me cry. And so I shared 10, or I'm going to share 10 books that I haven't read, thrillers and romances, and then 10 books that I have read. Or yeah, I can't remember what I said. I'm gonna share 10 that I haven't read and then 10 that I have read. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.